Welcome everybody, this is Brothermutant here. Today we're going to start another LP for Kingdom Rush Origins. Now this is the third game that Ironhide Studios made. However, this is the prequel to the first two games. So chronologically speaking, this should be game one. But it has better graphics, has updated stuff, more features added, so again, definitely worth purchasing. This one is available on Steam right now, is why I just bought it on sale for just under $8 with tax, US of course. Highly recommend, since lots of us are pretty much stuck indoors, and thanks to this wonderful coronavirus hitting everywhere and anywhere, that you get a game such as this. Not necessarily this one. If this isn't your thing, feel free to move on and play another game. There's plenty of really good games out there. This is a nice, mind-numbingly boring tower defense game. I've loved Kingdom Rush, the first one, Kingdom Rush Frontiers, which is the second, and now this is the third. I wish they'd actually make a fourth, because it's just this good of a game. And there's humor slapped in here, which is funny. The tower's defense system for all three games are reasonably the same. So you'll have like a foot soldier tower, you'll have a mage tower, you'll have an archer tower, you'll have some sort of artillery tower. In this case, it's a druid that chucks a hog and rock. And they get upgraded periodically. You have a path that the bad guys fight down. You have to basically protect the flag, so to speak, your hearts, as you'll see as we get into the game. I played a little bit, so we're actually going to start over. Just because I want to refresh my memory on how the game plays, so we're going to start a new game. I want the options to change a little bit here, because the sound is really overwhelmingly loud with the music. It's really that bad that I want it really, really low. The special effects are okay. I don't think they'll drown me out too much. But you see how low I have this, and for me to be able to talk over the game and this to still be a problem, this is pretty loud. I can hear it just fine in my headset, so I assume the same would be applicable to you guys. If I'm talking too low, feel free to say something down below. If you need me to speak up, again in the next video, feel free to say something below. But by and large, we should be okay. We are going to we'll probably do a couple maps at a time. They'll be approximately an hour or less for both maps, if I do them right. Notice that the difficulty setting is casual. Don't bother. Do normal minimum. Casual is just way too easy. You know, unless this is for your children or something like that, where you just don't want to make them feel bad. Casual is probably fine, but normal at the very least. I've played so many of these games that veteran, the highest difficulty I can choose, is what I'm going to pick. Notice you can always change the settings in the options menu. And impossible is not even available to actually complete the campaign at least once, which is pretty awesome. Now, this is just like the other two LPs that I've done, the Kingdom Rush and Kingdom Rush Frontiers. So a lot of stuff is repetitive. For that I do apologize, but for those that are new, and since I have the new microphone and a little more seasoned when it comes to making these types of videos, I am going to repeat myself. So there is that. Notice some things. First, this is where you start, obviously. You'll see every time you complete a map like this, the flag will go from red to blue, and you'll get 1, 2, or 3 stars depending on how well you beat it. And then another flag or more will show up. That'll be red, so letting you know where you go next. That doesn't mean you can't revisit the map. So you can try to get another star back. Let's say you get 2 or 3 stars. You can go back to that same map and keep trying until you get that 3rd star, where you get all of them. Stars are important. Stars are how you do upgrades for your towers, and I'll show you that once we get some. Heroes level up. You start off with 1. Notice you have to select them. When they're selected, they have the green check. You only get 1, so check. And then as you unlock the other ones, you can level them up, their stats and such, as they go from 1 to 2 all the way up to level 10, which is all of their maximums will be level 10. And that will unlock, you'll have enough of these orbs to unlock every stat that they have full if you get to level 10. They have various health, they have various armor. Some don't have any armor, some have low health, some will have higher health. The damage will be different. We have magic damage versus physical damage. The sword, just because he's using a bow doesn't mean it's not physical damage. But this guy's magic damage, you'll see a blue icon here letting you know that it's magic damage that he does. And that is different damage in this game. So magic damage versus the 3 types of physical damage. So our foot soldiers will do physical damage, our archers will do physical damage, our artillery most times will do physical damage. As we upgrade them, sometimes they'll do fire damage or cold damage or whatever, depending on the type of tower you make. But low level ones at the very least all start off physical. The only one that isn't is the mage tower, and that's magic damage, and you'll see that when we get into the actual first map. But the point is heroes will be different. Another thing to point out for heroes will be they unlock steadily as you progress through the game. So this one will be the next one to unlock, this one will be the one after that to unlock. Sometimes they'll unlock 2 at a time. So again, feel free to mix and match, choose whatever you want. They will start off at a level higher than level 1, though. You can almost guarantee that. This guy is the worst in that he starts at 1, and you have to build him up to being any kind of useful. By the first map, he still won't be level 2. By the end of the second map, he will be level 2, and that'll give me a chance to show you how to spend his points. Okay? But with that, let's actually get into the actual gameplay. The last thing to really point out is there's achievements. These are basically your typical, do this thing, and you get a little, yay, congratulations reward. So for those of you that are purchasing this game, again, for your kids, highly recommend you don't let them watch my videos because I do curse from time to time, especially when I get frustrated, and I do apologize in advance for that. But feel free to watch my videos, buy the game for them, and show them the game, and show them how to beat the game so that you can be the awesome parent that you know you are. Since we're all trapped inside, this seems like a perfect opportunity for this type of an LP. This gives them the general, yeah, you did a good job, you did a thing, congratulations, and it keeps kids' attention. So it's kind of nice. So if they're bored indoors, this is a good way to give them hours and hours of mind-numbingly boring entertainment that's reasonably harmless. And it's super funny. There's a lot of humor in this game, you'll see in a moment. There's encyclopedias. This basically shows you your towers, also shows you other stuff like the types of bad guys and whatnot. So again, we have enemies, what they do, their general stats. And these are hard-coded stats, so if he had 60 health, he has 60 health. That doesn't mean there's not a bad guy buddy of his that may bump his health with a special power or ability of their own. And you'll see that as we unlock more and more bad guys. But they show you those, let me go back to it, sorry. They will show you these general stats every time a new bad guy shows up, and we'll see that as we play the game. Okay? So, let's start. Notice that we have 3 choices. First, we start off with the campaign, which is the first one. The easiest setting, so to speak. Then after you beat it, it unlocks heroic and iron. These have differences as we unlock them. I'll show you what they mean, but basically it's harder difficulty, specific restrictions sometimes, like some will say no hero, you don't get to use your hero to protect yourself this time, or you can't use this tower. So again, you'll see those restrictions as you click on them. We can't click on them yet, so there's nothing to show you. So let's actually get into it. One of the things I do like about this game is they have this built-in comic. Not every map, but almost every map has something like telling you the story. It's all started a long time ago in a land far, far away where everyone lived in peace. Arrow snatch. But as stories go, peace never lasts forever. Nice. So this is your first, and I'm going to show you how to do all this stuff, so I'm going to skip this. But this is the tutorial, and this will actually go through 2 to 3 or 4 different maps. Where they'll show you progressively more stuff. So they don't hit you with everything at once, but this one will show you, this map will show you quite a few things. They tell you where to build. That's what these little locations are, so you can count them up to see how many you have. You do not have to build in all of them. You don't have to build in any more than 1 or 2. If you can hold the line, that's all you really need to do. But chances are you're going to need to build in several places. Notice the paths can change during the map, no less. There's several waves. The path may not always be the path that you see at the beginning. Okay, so this is where we're trying to protect the flags. Anything that goes out the map this way takes away from your hearts. Okay, so now if one guy goes through, he will take 1 or more hearts. Why do I say or more? If he's a big guy, or if he's a big bad boss type dude, he may take 2, 3, 4, or 5 hearts, depending on the guy. So again, that sucks. All you have to do is survive all 6 waves with 1 heart left, and you've beat the map. You will get at least 1 star. Sometimes that's all you need to move on, to get that 1 star to buy something as an upgrade. Like I need an upgrade to this tower, so this tower's a little better. Then repeat the map and get that other 2 stars that you missed out on. That's something that will happen to me. I'll try not to show it to you, but it does happen. Here is the money you have, money you use to build towers, money you use to upgrade towers. Fortunately, they start us with all 4 types of towers, no better than level 1 upgrades. So this is all we get is what we make. I like having, notice the radius. That's basically how far they can shoot, how far they can shoot, how far they can shoot, how far they can plant the soldier. So let's actually plant the soldier here. Click it, see the flag? Anywhere that's on, it's not the weird places, obviously, because I can't click the grass. Lets you know. Anywhere within that circle, though, I can move my guys. So, for example, if I move them down here real quick to trap them around these towers that are shooting, just slow guys down, because that's what these guys are for. This is what I do. I like having them reasonably in the middle and just surround them with just badass towers. Archers and mage tower for magic damage. It doesn't say magic here, but when you actually click here, it shows you the blue ball. See the 8 to 12? That's blue, that means magic. Notice that it's physical, physical, physical. Yeah. So this is my archers level 1, this is my foot soldiers level 1, this is my mage tower level 1, and I can't afford to purchase the stone circle. This is my artillery, so to speak, at level 1. Remember I said there's a lot of comical stuff that they add to the game. This is an example of that. Clearly you see little pictures of stuff that you're like, what the heck is that? Is that what I think that is? Yes, that is Gandalf. That's the hobbits. They're getting ready to leave. And sometimes there's clickables in the map where you can activate them or make them do stuff. If you click on them, sometimes they'll give you special abilities, or like knock on the door, stuff will explode. Just general fun stuff hidden on the map. You know, click the fish, click the whatever. Click this, game pauses, which by the way is that what that little icon up here is. You can pause the game, and this reads what the first troop is. Knoll Reaver, lowly creature that serve as forward troops of every knoll assault. Average speed, low health. Basically the fodder. Not surprising, it'll be easy to beat them. Notice that my mage tower is not far enough to reach those guys. If I move them down, still not far enough. If I had a higher level, the range usually gets better. You'll see a circle on a circle when it gives you an upgrade. You'll see that on the next map though. If I get enough money up, 65 coin, I can buy another one, and I'll actually put it up here so that it shoots at them as they work their way to me. Remember, archers just shoot. Same with mage towers, just shoot right now. They don't stop them or slow them down. We have to rely on our foot soldiers. Notice the next incoming wave. The sooner you click this, the more money you get. See the timer on it? Click it, big chunk of money. And now we get our first power, call reinforcements. This one is amazing and a staple. Basically allows you to make 2 soldiers, not quite the same as these guys. Sometimes worse, sometimes better. We can upgrade them, basically is my point. Point is though, is you can place 2 anywhere on the map just randomly. Just, nope, I need guys here. Like someone's sneaking through, there's no protection after they get past this spot here. They're going to go through and we're going to lose hearts. But I can place reinforcements, poof, right down here and stop them. Maybe get my hero over there in time to finish them off, see what I'm saying? So, extremely useful power. Notice that there's a cooldown on all these powers, so you'll see that it goes dark and then it'll shade back in. That'll let you know that it's building up in timer before it finally is reusable. Notice it's leveled 1, 2, and 3. That's to let you know that it is hotkeyed to your 1, your 2, your 3 on your keyboard. You do not need to use your keyboard. You can do all this with the mouse, so that's fine. But it's a little slower. But I do like the fact that you can play this game with just the mouse. For some people that are maybe like impaired or maybe not quite as quick as they used to be, it's really nice that one hand motion is enough to do stuff. It's not quite as quick, not quite as responsive, but you can do it. So I can click it with the mouse and slap them here, right by my tower, so that the tower shoots at them, but if they get out of the range, then they stop shooting at them, right? So this slows them down to give me the opportunity to continue to pepper him with arrows. That's all they're really there for. They're fodder. Don't feel bad when they die. It's going to be a thing. Get back again. Do it again. Onward! Now eventually, I'm going to have guys that sneak through. There's just nothing I can do about it. It's going to be a thing. So how do I stop them? Do I want to put in more towers so they're just peppered, and hopefully they die? Or do I put in some actual ground troops to physically slow them down? Because these guys don't do much in the way of damage. Look at their damage output. 1 to 4. Low armor. See what I'm saying? Making through already. Right? New power. In the previous games, if you watch my other playthroughs for Kingdoms Rush and Kingdom Rush Frontiers, which is crappy audio, don't watch them. I'll probably redo them. But, point is, their power in one of them, they had the reinforcements, so that's a staple. You had a second power, and that was like a fireball or something similar. In this case, we get kind of like Call Lightning, if you're familiar with Dungeons & Dragons, or Neverwinter Nights 2, or my other recent LP for, what is that game? Pathfinder Kingmaker. Call Lightning, where you literally are just lightning striking the ground. That's what this one is. And you can upgrade it as well by spending your stars. You increase it to the point where it does more bolts, random bolts across the map, no less. You can randomly hurt guys that you weren't even trying to hurt, which is awesome. And it also kicks up some wind, so it slows down the whole map of bad guys. So again, extremely useful. But that's your 2 powers right there. Notice that we have 3, and that's something unique to this one. So, click out here, and it's warning you, of course, that it has a timer. That timer's not great, because it's one of those where it takes a long time to come back. You can see how fast this one's recharging versus that one. You can barely see the sliver, that's what I'm saying. But It's one of those you use it and it comes back. So it's not like it's a one and done. It just takes a while for it to come back on. Notice that we can speed things up, by the next map to get more money, right? By activating it now. Bad idea because we're still not done fighting these guys. But if someone was going to sneak on through and the lightning was really close to being done, I could click this, the timers on these would speed up, and it would give me the opportunity maybe to cast that lightning bolt or summon reinforcements or whatever else this one's going to be over here instantly. So keep an eye on that stuff. So there's ways to juice it and help yourself out a little bit, so to speak. We're doing okay so far with this tower helping these guys, catching guys as they pass up my foot soldiers. We're doing okay. New enemy, Knoll Burner. It's these little guys with the torches. Average speed, ranged, fire attack. So they're clearly going to set our guys on fire. Then they melee. So they're going to set us on fire. We're going to be doing damage over time to our characters. That includes our reinforcements. And then they'll melee those reinforcements, kill us even faster. It's okay. It's what it is. Just letting you know what their special abilities are. So as you can see, I can slow them down. They've already set me on fire. Took half my health with that one little torch. I want to get them all grouped up if I can, so that I can hit more than one with one shot. And again, that was a good use of it in my opinion. These guys are just normal. Again, I want to keep them within the range of the tower, so that hopefully they can take them out with the tower's help. Not quite. Got 2 or 3. That wasn't bad. Now you see I have more money. There's no reason to save it. So you might as well start slapping stuff down. Since we know that these guys are within range. See that? They're within the range of the zone. They will reinforce or defend that area, slow down bad guys that sneak through that first line of defense, and then the towers will still have access to them. Now we've unlocked our hero, and you may think, oh, this is the hero. No, it's not. It's attached to the hero, though. This is the new thing that they've added to this game, which is awesome. Notice that there's a spacebar hotkey to activate the hero, to make you move the hero where you want. You can just as easily use the mouse, like I said, click on the hero here, or click on the actual hero in the map and move them where you want. Again, it's slower than just pressing spacebar than clicking with your mouse. But again, on you. Point is you don't have to use your keyboard if you don't want to. But each hero is unique. Each hero levels up, so they have health bar and they have an XP bar. They start off, this guy, anyway, he starts off at level 1, and
we must move
him up so where he can actually do some damage, so that he gets XP. Now, he's not great at melee. He can melee, but he's not great at it. The goal for him is to keep him behind the front line so he can shoot, because he's really good with that bow. Notice this thing is still blacked out. What is it? This is a special power based on the hero. Based on the hero that they gave us.
You have my bow.
He has an ability that he's going to basically loan us. In his case, it'll be Rain of Arrows. That's coming. They'll show it to you before the end of the wave. But again, make sure he's always attacking, that he's always doing damage. And again, he can melee, he's just not good at it. It's better to have him behind things. He's really nice damage. He does solid for a level 1 character. He does solid damage. Don't kid yourself. Push him off. Get that nice one early. Now here's the hero spell. This is what's associated with the hero. So each hero has their own hero spell. As we unlock a new hero, we'll get a new spell for that hero. So obviously, if I reuse him on the next map, which I will, then he's still going to give me the same spell. Nothing changes. But this is basically what this hero gives us. Rain of Arrows, which is awesome. Let me show it to you. Lead it a little bit because it takes a second or two to fire off, and you can just do lots and lots of damage. And we can upgrade that spell too, by the way, in the hero's upgraded orbs. Solid damage. More. He's got a nice range to him. Might as well let him do it. These guys will slow him down. Use them for the fodder. You know, they just are tanking and meleeing for you, basically. They're doing damage, but not enough to kill anybody, really. He's the one, the towers are one that's doing all the work. Still within range, he's still attacking. See how slow it is for him to level up? I think it's a little weird that they make it so long for him to level up so he doesn't get to level 2 by the next map, but whatever. I want to take out those fire guys. And since this is our last wave,
You have my bow.
Nice. Finish it. And because we kept all our hearts, we got 3 stars. Now notice, if a guy gets through, takes it down to 19 or 18, in some maps, you will still get 3 stars. So it doesn't have to be a perfect run to get 3. So don't be, oh, I gotta start over. No, don't. And honestly, even if you can keep it to 1 star or 1 heart, you will still get 1 star. Sometimes that's enough to progress to get you another upgrade for a tower and just repeat the map to get star 2 and star 3. But you'd be surprised how often you have to do that. You can progress with just 1 star though. 1 star is enough to take you here. You'll get 1 star instead of 3 like I have, and then the next flag will show up. So I don't have to go back and finish it, but I do. So I always like to complete it before I move on to the next one. So if I ever get a map where I only get 2 or 1 star, I'll figure out how to beat it. And usually how you beat it is reorganizing your upgrades. If you do not have all the upgrades unlocked, which in many cases you won't, then like I'll do this is the one I'm going to do right now. If that wasn't good enough to get me all 3 stars on this next map, then maybe I'll reset. You get them all back. It's free, doesn't cost you anything to do this. And say maybe I want this, then this now. Maybe that's the key that will allow me to do what I need to do. Don't like that? Maybe you need to do this one, and this one. Or whatever. Try different permutations is my point. So don't worry about, oh, I picked it and I didn't want to do that one. Just undo or reset and then do the ones you want. It's perfectly fine. I do it all the time. So this one, just to show you what we have the 4 towers. So different changes. I'm not going to read them off to you. But Archer Tower, Melee, Mage, Artillery. This is your Lightning Spell. Upgrades for it. This is your Reinforcements. Upgrade to it. Okay, now, I said there's ways to upgrade the spell that he gives you. You know, his Archer, that's what this one is. The last power that you see here for any of these heroes will be their spell effect. Right now we have it at level 0, let's just call it. And then there's level 1, 2, and 3 still. All these abilities are unlocked. We don't have any orbs to put on them. He can't use any of these because they're grayed out. This one you can use with it being grayed out. That's the weird part. So we can make this one better. We need to at least invest at least 1 level into any of these to make him be able to do these things, as far as I know. He doesn't do any of these tricks without you investing orbs. Okay? So until he gets to level 2, we can't do anything. But we've selected him. We still don't have another hero yet anyway, so we're ready for our next guy. Move on. This is a general principle of the map, and again, you'll do this because you'll be like, oh yeah, this is going to be one of those maps. So we're going for another campaign. Again, we're trying to get 3 stars. Let's go to battle. Level 2 towers available. Now this is what a level 2 tower is. Slight different change to them. 2 archers in here. Got the funky looking side walls here for the barracks. And the foot soldiers change the tiniest bit. The mage tower is a little bit higher up. It floats or whatever. And then the druid looks a little bit different. Okay. So here's our hero. At least they give us the hero right off the bat. So where they're going to come down these 3 paths, probably. Remember, they can change over time. And here's what we're trying to protect. Now notice we do have foot soldiers already given to us free of charge. Yay. Now do I want to defend back here? I can. But what happens if they sneak through? Then I have no other line of defense to protect me except for my spells and my hero that has to run slowly from here to here. He's not exactly zipping. So I'd rather start my defenses up here. Now what to make for defenses? Well, again, I always like having foot soldiers. We already have one on the bottom side, so let's have someone on the top. I can move them. So there's that. But notice that even by moving them all the way down to here, is the lowest I can probably put them is here. Some guys will sneak through. But that's what these guys are for. Remember, that's the whole point. We have reinforcements behind us. I can make archer. I can make a mage tower or a artillery. Notice the range. The artillery doesn't shoot very far. The mage tower doesn't shoot very far at all. Artillery, or the archer, can cover everything up to the grass, and they usually don't run through the grass. So that's actually pretty good coverage. I'm going to make one of those. Notice I can make it tier 2 already. Not going to. I'm going to make a mage tower here. And again, it doesn't reach very far, so that sucks. Maybe I own the mage tower there. Yeah, I think I do. That mage tower's not going to catch hardly any, if any, of those guys. This is just to show us that we can rally point for our foot soldiers. I already showed you that part. But notice we're going to keep our hero behind so he can shoot. These guys will melee what they can. and slow them down. All while we're pipping the hell out. And I'll make a artillery there probably before too long. Notice that my foot soldiers aren't doing anything though. They can only melee at level 1. Right? If I take them to level 2, read the tooltip. Wardens are trained to fight with sword and bow alike, making them highly versatile units. Now, a level 2 version then of these guys, they will get bow and arrows, which is freaking awesome. I can't make it just yet, but we're real close. But I think I want to save it so I can have a tower up here, because stuff is coming this way now. Probably going to come that way. Click it out a little early. Let those guys finish them off. We'll move them now to here, where they should be in the first place. Now, positioning is, usually I keep them within the range or just outside of it. Why? Because they will take a step forward. And I almost always put reinforcements in front of them anyway. So I can give them a little breather. Notice the upgrade now, they'll have bows. They can start shooting them. And again, the reinforcements will slow them down. They actually do more damage with their bows and obviously don't take damage while using the bows because they're not meleeing. And as such, they can protect themselves a little bit longer. So it's really nice to have them to level 2 in my opinion. Perfect. You guys come here, another tip. Strategy, basically pinch points, letting you know that you want to cluster them together. Duh. When you guys have played enough of these games, I'm assuming that you know what a tower defense game really is based on. But, again, we do want upgrades. Here's a tier 2 tower. Look how much damage it does. 5 to 10 long range and it's fast versus 3 to 6 average range and fast. So again, pretty darn snazzy. Now this guy snuck through. I'm not worried because I have protection back here. These guys will be able to finish off that one weekend guy. That's the point. If I really worry about it, then I can just like so. Get that bow action going. Look at the timers while I click this. Ready? Boom. See how fast that zip down here? Again, burns up time and it gives you some of that cooldown back. Extremely helpful. Hopefully this guy comes this way. They can always run around any path they want. It's always the same path, so the pattern is going to be something you find. First, here's our tip. Armored enemies. Notice that they're resistant to physical damage. That's this guy and these guys. From archers, soldiers, and stone druids. Why they didn't put a picture of the stone druid, I don't know. But that's what this guy is here. Stone druid. He's the artillery. He will do an AoE splash damage. Notice the notice the Gnoll Gnar with the red aura. Huge armored and scarred gnoll. Warriors that lead their kin into battle. Medium armor, except for magic. Battle fury when in a pack. That's clearly the flames. Now what that does, I can't tell you. But basically it makes them faster. Makes them stronger, tougher, better armor. They do more damage. They regenerate. Something to that effect. So basically he's a target you want dead. Or at least separated from the pack. Right? He has high health though too. Look at the size of this doofus's health bar. It is huge. It's like my hero's health bar. Okay, now they're meleeing. Now it's not ideal, but it's what it is. And I can make him do better. I can make him do better, but I don't have the cash for it yet. And if I need to, catch them sneaking through, I may have to put something down here quick. So sometimes it's nice to save money. Sometimes it's not necessary. Kind of on you, but you try not to have all your spells on cooldown if you can help it. These guys at least come back reasonably quick though, so that's nice. When these guys get over here, I am going to nuke them.
Swords ready.
These guys are probably coming up here, so I need these guys to drop this target. I could let them through, but these guys I don't think are tough enough to take them on their own.
We must move
Get
on.
up there, do your thing.
Hunting season
Go.
begins.
Better archers. Remember, a level 1 versus a level 2. Level 2 is always better. But sometimes a level 1 and a level 1, if they can both shoot, is more damage than one level 2. And it's cheaper. $70 and $70, that's 140. $70 and then its upgraded version is like another 110 or some such. So again, there's going to be problems.
That's our aim.
But let's do that. These guys can't shoot yet. It's only level 1. Nice. Question is which do you level up? 160 versus 110. I know which one is cheaper. Clearly he'll do more damage. But again, I do like having these guys getting an upgrade. Notice they go from low armor to medium armor, and they'll do more damage and have a bow. See that? So again, it does come in handy. You do have to give them a little help though, some reinforcements to slow stuff down. Let their bow and arrows take hold. But doing good. He leveled up and I missed the noise. But there's a little ching noise when he levels up.
You
Which is
have
kind
my
of cool.
bow.
By the light of the moon.
And when troops die, they get replenished from this tower, which takes X amount of time for that to happen.
To the vanguard.
Salure Denuri.
Reinforce.
Again, he can melee, he's just not great at it. AoE did a really good job on those guys. Nice work, team.
For Oradel.
Onward. Swords ready.
Stop him from coming through.
Time is not
I'll
up.
take a nice upgrade for my
For the
mage
queen.
We
tower.
must move on.
It's coming this way, right?
You have my
Yes,
bow.
indeed. And now the mage tower jumped up to 18 to 30 damage, average range, and slow. So it shoots a little farther, greatly, but definitely farther. Sometimes that's all you need. And the upgrades to the towers that you use the stars on after the mission's over, sometimes they include range of the tower. So those are extremely useful because base range is almost always not good enough. It just won't reach just around the bend. They'll be like just at the edge of the grass, and you're like, oh, if it was just the tiniest bit farther, I could shoot this guy, and that's what that upgrade will do for you. So again, you want to get those upgrades if you can. It's again on you to decide what is the best choice of action, but by and large, again, here's another upgrade. See the difference in the oval? The farther range is how much farther he can shoot, so to speak. So you can get some of those guys, not all of them, but enough.
Swords ready.
You see we're on wave 7 and 8. I need to show you something here on the next upgrade, or the next wave, excuse me. If you hover over the icon, it tells you what the next wave entails. It doesn't tell you how fast they come or in what order, but it will give you the number of bad guys coming and what type of bad guys they are. So you do get a little bit of a heads up, so to speak.
By the light of the moon.
Salure Denuri.
For Oradel.
Reinforce.
Okay, so see like that? Null 3, Null 5, Null Reaver 10, and a Null Reaver 12. Now it won't probably send all 12 at once, it'll be like 6 and 6. Again, that's what I'm saying, it doesn't tell you that. It just tells you the number, period. And that's cool, because it gives you a heads up. Like if it's a wave of flying guys, you better have some towers that take out flying guys. Notice that there's stuff in the maps to click, like the deer. Click them enough times, little Bambi explodes. I don't know why that's funny to me, but I just think it's amusing. I just killed your mom. Anyway, the bunnies you can do it, but they just bury in the ground. I don't know why that's interesting, but it's they've added, like I said, humorous things to the game. It's just like, what is that about? And like you can click the fish, or sometimes there's like hidden stuff on the map that you can like twirl the sign, or you know, whatever.
We must
And
move on.
again, some have achievements associated with them, which is just to me hilarious. You'll notice stuff from like folk legend and stuff, like you'll see Hansel and Gretel. You'll see the 3 little pigs in one of the maps. It's just funny. It's just stuff that, you know, like I said, the little humor that they added to the game. In the other Kingdom Rush and Kingdom Rush Frontiers, the other versions of this series, they do the same thing, and those things are hilarious in those. Like they have like the Predator is hidden in one of the maps, like literally like the little mini Predator guy. He's just like hidden in the corner. You're like, what's that? You click it, and he'll like phase back in and like take his mask off and growl at you like the Predator does. It's just stupid stuff. Like they have an Indiana Jones one where he like shows up and you have to save him from the rolling ball. It's just funny. And again, it does stuff, like it gives you money usually, but it's just general humor stuff that they just throw into the game just to make it more lively. And quite frankly, it distracts the hell out of you too. So while you're looking to click stuff, you know, guys got through, you weren't paying attention. So like I've been scouring these first couple maps for stuff to click on, and there's really not much that I've found here. And you'd be surprised at how many things you can click on that are actually useful. Like can unlock, like it's a hidden tower or some such. And you're like, oh, that's useful. I could totally use that.
Denuri.
See, we're having problems. And you may wonder why I changed my rally point. Now, they may not be far enough to grab the guys, but they can shoot them. That's what I did that for. 3 stars. Now we're done. I'm not done with the video. I want to show you a couple things now that we've unlocked another hero, as well as got some orbs and some stars again. Let's go to our upgrade. Now again, I like to just reset and then just decide from here. It's up to you. When it gets to be unwieldy, you can keep stuff and just add to it. But I like to see what my next option is. Notice this one's for 3 stars. I can get my reinforcements. Remember the temp units that I can get? Can actually chuck ninja stars, so they can shoot flying targets. That's something they couldn't do before this level. So I definitely want that. That's a free ranged attacking tower now, technically speaking. I still have 1 star left, and I still like having that, so let's go there. Now, hero time. We'll talk about the next hero, but notice the green check mark is the hero you currently have selected. Notice we have 4 orbs spent on him because he's level 2. I can make this is the spell he gives me. Remember the Rain of Arrows? This is the upgraded version. If you look at the pop-up tooltip, that's what this next level gives you. So if I click this, this is what I'm going to get for it. Blankets a wide area with a volley of 17 arrows, each dealing 31 damage. That's awesome, but it takes all 4 orbs. These are his abilities, not me. This is the one I click on. Remember my 1, 2, and 3? That's my number 3 power. These are his abilities, only for him. He doesn't have any of these until you unlock them. So normally I like to unlock all 4 and then work on this, because I have this ability. It's just not awesome. But obviously I don't have enough orbs to unlock everything. So again, if you don't like what you picked, just click reset. Doesn't cost anything. Here's my choices though. I have the ability to have him just randomly stop. He'll like pause and just shoot 3 arrows into someone's chest, which is just hilarious. This one here, he gets a stacking bonus, +1 damage per arrow that hits the same target, up to a maximum of +3. So literally he can shoot and then shoot and then shoot again. By that 3rd shot he's up to a +2. So it's like giving him magic arrows, so to speak. It's not magic, I shouldn't say it that way, but basically an upgraded version of his arrows. And then eventually, if he's like a hard-hitting target, you can just sit there and just pepper him all day long with a +3, +3, +3. That's what this 1 level increase gets him. This one allows him to dodge, maybe, in melee combat, and then he can counterattack for a minor amount of damage, and then you run the hell back. But he's not a melee, remember, so I'll get this, but it's not important to me. He can melee when he does melee, and he gets, caught, and you don't have any way to make him run away fast enough to shoot this guy again, or anything to run interference for him. He can whoop out double blades if I've unlocked this thing. It allows him to slice for some decent damage, 40 to 80 points of damage for those blades. That's for tier 1. Tier 2 would be slightly better. Tier 3 is obviously better than that. So again, I can unlock this. Notice what tier 2 would give me, 70 to 140 points of damage. But now, like I said, that's one ability that I've unlocked for him. He had 3 others I could unlock. Now, do I want to give him the 3 volley, or to get the standard damage and this one? Because remember, I only got 2 left. So I can go like here and here, or I can go like here and here, or I can do these 2. Again, on you. But for me, I know personally speaking, I like having the extra damage. I like having the 3 volley, and I like having tier 2 for this one, because look what it does. 2 points of extra damage per arrow into that guy that you shoot, as long as it's the same target, consecutive hits, to a maximum of +6. So look at what his damage went from 9 minimum to 11 on that first hit. Remember the +2. Well, sorry, the second hit. And then from there it goes from +2 to +4. So now instead of it being 9 to 11, it's 11 to 14 or 13. Then from 13 to 15. So again, it's a significant amount of damage to the same guy. He's just keep him at range and just let him just arrows in his chest. And I think this 3 volley, right now it says 6 because that's the next tier, but the 3 volley he's unlocked right now, I think that counts. So literally, if the very first thing he does is stop and shoot someone in the chest, that's 3 arrows that went into that guy's chest. 1 arrow did normal damage, the next arrow did normal damage +2, the next arrow did normal damage +4. So again, it's just a nice way to start it off, in my opinion. So now we're done with him. I click this and this goes away, but I do want to show you the other hero. I'm not selecting him. Notice the green check mark is not here. So this is still our hero. But notice how he starts off at level 3. Notice how his health is not as big. He has low armor. This guy has none. He's clearly a sorcerer. He does magical damage, and he has slow movement or attacks, or whatever the hell that is. He's average. So he's decent, but he's going to be a blaster caster, right? He's going to be the damage guy. Now, if you have enough orbs, normally what I like to do is just say screw it and unlock all 5. We don't have enough to unlock 5, but remember, we get this spell. It's already something that we have access to thanks to him if I select him as a hero. So I already have this spell, it's just not very good, but it's there. So I don't need to unlock it just yet. So now I have 3 more points to invest. What do I want? Well, let's actually reset and look at all his abilities. So first, the spell he gives us, Elemental Storm. Summons an elemental tornado that slows enemies, shoots lightning, and deals 210 area damage over 6 seconds. So basically, you click it on the ground, and the tornado just works its way down the path for a small amount of time, damaging bad guys. So click it in front of the feet of the bad guys. These are his abilities. Okay, he doesn't have any of them yet until you unlock them. He can cast fireballs, 2 fireballs that deal 20 to 40 area damage. That's nice. I'll click at least level 1. This is Lightning Rod. It allows him to basically cast Lightning Bolt. It does 40 to 80 true damage. True damage is your cue that is doing full damage, armor's ignored kind of thing. I'll take one in that, please. This one is Icy Prison. This allows him to if you watch my Pathfinder Kingmaker, it literally is a spell called Icy Prison. It locks a target in place and damages them over time. Whereas this one locks them in place, they freeze them in place, one enemy, for 2 seconds max, and then does 35 frost damage instantly while it freezes them. So it's crowd control, but I'll take that too. I have 4 more points to spend. If I spend it in here, you'll notice I have nothing else that will take a 1. So I have an odd number, so I'll have to do this twice if I want to do that. So, do I want to do that? Well, what does this do? Stone Dance. It basically makes a swirling stone around the character. One makes 1 stone, the second one makes 2 stones, third one makes 3 stones. Swirls around him, and basically is like extra hit points. Okay, basically absorbs damage. But I have seen the stones not absorb damage where he's literally taking damage and the stones didn't do shit. And he died, so don't rely on this. But it is basically temp health, if you want to think of it that way. I do have enough to upgrade the Storm, so I can do that. And again, notice that it does more damage over time. So obviously the version that I have right now does not do what the tooltip says. It will still do it. Probably still does damage. Probably doesn't slow them down. And the area of effect damage is probably not as much. And the time, the 6 seconds, is probably not as long. Probably like 5 seconds or 4 seconds. So I can do that. But I still have the spell the way it is, and I'm fine with that. Maybe I want to upgrade one of these guys another couple spots. Fireball's nice area damage. I do like the true damage. No, I won't kid you. That's a nice one. Because it really is damage that doesn't get ignored. This one here, again, I like the fact that I can freeze him in place. And 2 seconds versus 4 seconds, you'd be surprised how much damage you can unleash on the son of a bitch in 4 seconds of him being locked up into place. With all the towers pinning him down, that's an amazing crowd control ability. Now, if I wanted him for the next map, I would have to go select. Check mark. But I don't want him. I want to go back to my guy here and get him up from level 2 to see what his other abilities are. But we'll do that in the next video on this map here. But with that, my name is Brothermutant. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Is it too quiet, too loud? Let me know so I can get the settings right for the next video. But with that, I'll see you guys soon. Bye now.